wells in Bangalore in the face of global water scarcity. Their interactions have brought stories and age-old processes of well digging into public conversations using poetry and art. These poems have not only emphasized the urgent need of restoring the city's water resources and drying aquifers in times of climate change and rampant consumerism, but also captured diverse myths, folk tales, and narratives around water. So, water poems by Kaavya Sanje, displayed as part of mud mural at the Cubbon Park metro station, is a result of their collaboration with Art in Transit. So this is a collection of poems, and I think Million Wells Campaign is the name of their campaign, where they help these Bovi communities. So I welcome Mamta ji as a representative of Kaavya Sanje. Mamta ji, over to you.
Purnima, one small, sorry for interfering. What is the name of the community? Can you spell it out, please?
Bovi, B-O-V-I. Bangalore, Orissa, Rajasthan, Assam. Yeah, they dig wells.
B-O-V-I. It's not R-I.
Yeah. Sorry. B-O-V-I. Yeah. Thank you for correcting my mistake. V-I. Yes. Thank you.
Mamta ji, you are
Mamta ji, yeah. Please go on.
Thank you for having us. We are a group of Kaavya Sanje poets. We are a multilingual poetry community who engages with local communities, right from well diggers to transgenders to caste and gender issues and various things. And our work is site specific, and we have done many programs online and offline. And already we have been introduced a little bit. This Kaavya Sanje team has people from all walks of life, and without wasting time, I would now begin and request Shashank Johri to present his poem. Shashank is a designer, a bilingual poet writing in Hindustani and English. Shashank Johri.
Namaskar. The title of my poem is Investment Plan. There rests a heaven underneath, unseen, unnoticed, regarded less. Its sky an endless poem brown, transient rhymes of umberness. The dances of decaying greens, captured still on harrowed walls, upon decomposed past now stands, buildings, statues, and shopping malls. But in these dregs grows life so deep that sprouts above is much below, and there float clouds, adrift or rooted, mutual funds subject to climate risk low. Down stationed like investment plans, every well a promised future kept, waking up to superficial needs for livers to continue their quest. One finds peace here after all. The organs age and responses rot. And all this while, heaven was above, in the dark is whoever thus thought. But isn't it true, as now we see, where heaven is, now we comprehend. It is here, it is here, it is here. Earth is heaven, isn't it, my friend? Thank you.
Thank you, Shashank. Now I invite Dadapeer Jyman, who is a poet and a short story writer, writing in Kannada language. After Dadu reads his poem in Kannada, Shashank will read the translation of the poem, and the poem is translated by Shashank. Dadapeer Jyman.
Thank you, ma'am. ನಳದ ಬಂಧನದೊಳಗೆ ನರಳಿ ಹರಿಯುವ ನೀರು ಯಾವ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನು ಮರೆತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಳೆಯೊಡಲ ತುಂಬೆಲ್ಲ ಕಿಕ್ಕಿರಿದು ತುಂಬಿರುವ ಹೀರು ಕೊಳವೆಗಳ ಗಾಯ ಆರುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಾವಿಯ ಅಗೆವಾಗ ಭೂಮ್ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಕೈ ಮುಗಿದು ಹೂ ಹಣ್ಣು ಅರಿಶಿನ ಕುಂಕುಮದ ಪದವಿಕ್ಕಿ ಇಳಿಯುತ್ತ ಅಗೆಯುತ್ತ ಹೆಕ್ಕುತ್ತ ಮಣ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಭೂಮಿಯಾಳದ ನೀರು ಆಗಸಕ್ಕೆ ಚಿಮ್ಮಿಸುತ್ತ ಬಾಳು ಬೆಳಕಾಗಿಸಿದವರು ಗೋವಿ ಭಗೀರಥರು.
Bound in suffering water flowing through the narrow taps, have not forgotten the past. The earth's core is full of septic wounds caused by the pump wells that never heal.
Thank you, Dadu. So our next poet is Reshma Ramesh. Reshma is a doctor, she's a dentist. She is bilingual. Reshma writes in English and Kannada. Right now she is joining us from Sri Lanka, where she's been attending a poetry session. I welcome Reshma to present her poem, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Hasi Karaga. In the night of Saptami, 7th day of Chaitra, Draupadi descends on the crown of Tigalas, carrying a kalasha. Hasikaraga from the sediments of the Sampige tank, made by fasting hands. Veerakumaras dance waving swords in a trance, priests and purohits lighting lamps. O Shakti Devate, Adi Parashakti, Parvati, we bow to you. Keep us safe in the Tigalarapete. Thank you.
Thank you, Reshma. You know, Kaavya Sanje has been connecting with the Bovi community. We have been collaborating with Biome and other sustainability forums. And this whole series of poem was produced with series of workshops we did with Bovi community. And as part of the mural that has been made by Art in Transit in Cubbon Park Metro Station. If you go to Cubbon Park Metro Station, you can see the mural and also our poems as part of the mural. And Mandvi, thanks a lot for having us. Our next poet is Chand Pasha. His pen name is Chand Kavichandra. He is one of the very important voices in contemporary Kannada poetry. And I request Chand to please read his poem, after which Reshma will read the translation of Chand's poem, translated by me, Chand Pasha.
ಬದುಕಬಾವಿ. ನೆಲದ ಕಣ್ಣ ಕೊಳದಿಂದ ಬೊಗಸೆ ಹಿಡಿದು ಹನಿಯಷ್ಟೇ ಕುಡಿದೆವು, ಗಂಟಲಿನ ಗರಡಿ ಮನೆ ತೇವವಾಗಲೆಂದು. ಉಳಿದದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಉಳ್ಳವರ ಹೂದೋಟದ ಹಾದಿಗೆ, ತುಳಸಿ ಕಟ್ಟೆ ತೊಳೆಯುವ ಬೀದಿಗೆ. ನಾವೀಗ ಆ ಬಾವಿಯ ಮಾಜಿ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿಲುಗಳು, ಒಳಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶವಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಈಗ ಅವರದು ಅಂಗಳದ ಬಾವಿ, ನಮ್ಮದು ಬೊಗಸೆಯೇ ಬಾವಿ. ಕಲ್ಲು ಮಣ್ಣೊಳಗೆ ಮಲಗಿದ ನೀರದೇವಿಯ ಕರೆತಂದ ಕರಗಳ ತುಂಬ ಗಾಯಗಳ ಕಥೆಗಳಿವೆ. ಸಿಡಿಮದ್ದ ಸಿಡಿಸಿ ಕಿವುಡಾದ ಕಿವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನೋವಿನ ಹಾಡಿವೆ. ಬಾಂಡಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಹೊತ್ತ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಗಮಲಿಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕಿನ ಬಣ್ಣವಿದೆ. ಗಾಯಗಳು ಗಾಳಿಯ ಮೈಗೆ ಒರಗಿ ಅತ್ತಾಗಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಖಾಲಿಯಾಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಮೆತ್ತನೆಯ ಮಣ್ಣ ಮಡಿಲಿಗೆ ಹಾರೆ ಗುದ್ದಲಿಯ ಹಾಕಿ ಮಗುವಂತೆ ಮಣ್ಣಾಡಿದೆವು. ಮನೆ ಎದುರು ಹಿತ್ತಲಿನ ಬಯಲಲ್ಲೋ ಕತ್ತಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಕ ಕೊರೆದೆವು. ಸಿಹಿ ನೀರ ಕಂಡಾಗ ಕುಣಿದಾಡಿ ಸಪ್ಪೆ ನೀರಿಗಷ್ಟೇ ಸಪ್ಪೆಯಾಗಿ ಅನ್ನವಿದ್ದರೂ ಬರೀ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿದೆವು. ಕನಸ ಪರದೆ ತುಂಬ ಬಾವಿಯದ್ದೇ ಚಿತ್ರ. ನಾವು ತೋಡಿದ ಬಾವಿಗಳ ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಬೀಗ ಬಿದ್ದು ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಳಕಿನ ಬಿರುದು ಪಡೆದಿರಲು ಈಗಲೂ ನೆನಪಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಕಲ್ಲು ಬಂಡೆಯ ಸೀಳಿದ ಕೈಗಳ ಹಳೆ ಗಾಯ ಕಂಡಾಗಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕ ಬಾವಿಯು ಬತ್ತಿರಬಹುದೆಂದು, ಕಂಬನಿಯು ಸತ್ತಿರಬಹುದೆಂದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
The Well of Life, translated by Mamta Sagar. We filled our cupped hands from the land's eye pool, drank a few drops just to soak our dried up throats. Rest of it went to flower gardens of the rich, into the Castett's street. Now we are the forgotten steps of those wells, with no entry into it. Theirs is a well within the courtyard, and ours within our cupped hands. Those hands that bought the water goddess from beneath rocks and mud is now soiled with wounded stories. Ears deafened by explosives hear songs of pain. Mud in basket carried over our head has fragments of our lives. Wounds when lament leaning over the breeze, eyes empty, wells sink. We dug the soft soil, played mud like children, front and backyards of the houses. Digging into the dark, we excavated light. Street waters made us dance, hard waters kept us low, and we slept hungry. Our dreams painted with images of wells. Those wells we had dug once are phased out. Water in them are branded as filthy. We now realize, seeing the scars of these wounded hands, the well of our life has dried up with dead tears. Thank you.
Thank you, Chand. Thank you, Reshma. Kaavya Sanje has attended poetry events all over world in different and within India, and we have conducted poetry workshops. Translation is a very important element of Kaavya Sanje. And now I invite our next poet, Siddhartha, to please present his poem. Siddhartha is also one of the very well-known and upcoming poets in Kannada, and his speciality is Kannada itself, molding the language, music, sound, and presenting the metaphors in a beautiful way. Sidhu, it's your flow.
ಚೆಲುವರಾಯನ ಬಾವಿ. ಜೋಡಿದಾರರ ಹೊಲದಾಸಿ ಹೊರಟರೆ, ಮೂರು ದಾರಿಗಳು ಕವಲೊಡೆದು ಮೂರನೇ ದಾರಿ ಮುಗಿಯಿತೆನ್ನುವ ತಾವಿಗಾಗಲೇ ಎದುರಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ನಮ್ಮೂರ ಚೆಲುವರಾಯನ ಬಾವಿ. ಕಗಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳ ನಕ್ಕಿನಾಲೆಯ ನೀರುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಡಿದಾಗಿ ಹರಿದು, ಹಳ್ಳ ಕೊಳ್ಳಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಅಗಡಂಬಗಡ ತುಂಬಿ, ಮಾರನಗುಟ್ಟೆಯ ಮೈಯಾಸಿ ಜುಳು ಜುಳು ಗೀತೆಯ ಜುಡುಪುಗಳ ಹಂಚುತ್ತ ಸರುಪ ದಾರಿಯ ಬಳುಕುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿಯುವ ನೀರು ಚೆಲುವರಾಯನ ಬಾವಿ ಸೇರಿತೆಂದರೆ, ಮುಂದಿನ 3 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಮಳೆರಾಯ ಮಕ ಹಾಕದಿದ್ದರೂ ಚೆಲುವರಾಯನ ಬಾವಿಯ ನೀರು 6ನೇ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿಲಿಗಿಂತ ಅಡೆ ಇಳಿಯದೆಂದು ಅಕ್ಕಿಯಾರಿಸುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮೂರ ಹೆಂಗಸರು ಮಾತನಾಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಬ್ಬಬ್ಬಾ ಎಂದರೆ 15 ಅಡಿಗಿಂತ ಆಳವಲ್ಲದ, 6 ಅಡಿಗಿಂತ ಅಗಲವಲ್ಲದ ಈ ಬಾವಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಭಾದ್ರಪದ ಮಾಸದ ಅಷ್ಟಮಿಯ ದಿವಸ. ಕಡೆ ಮನೆಯ ಹಯಗ್ರೀವರಾಯರ ಕರೆ ಹಸ ಮೊದಲು ಕರ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದು ಅವತ್ತೇ ಎಂಬುದು ಈ ಬಾವಿಯ ಕಂಡಾಗಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮಜ್ಜಿ ಹೇಳುವ ಹಳೇ ಕತೆ. ನಮ್ಮಜ್ಜ ಪಡ್ಡೆ ಹುಡುಗನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಒಡ್ಡಿ ಗುಡ್ಡದ ಪೈಕಿ ಒಡ್ಡರ ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಬಂಡೂರಿನ ಬಂಡೆ ಹೊಡೆಯುವ ಜನ ಬರಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಶಾಂತರ ತಿರುಗುತ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಶ್ರಾವಣ ಮಾಸದ ಕಡೇ ಶನಿವಾರದ ದಿನ ವೆಂಕಟಪ್ಪ ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿಷೇಕ ಮಾಡಲು ನೀರಿಲ್ಲವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರಾವಣ ಕಳೆದು ಭಾದ್ರಪದ ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತೆಯೇ ಕಟ್ಟಿದರಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮೂರಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಬಾವಿ, ಚೆಲುವರಾಯನ ಬಾವಿ. ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲ 10 ಎಕರೆ ಒಣಭೂಮಿ ಭತ್ತದ ಗದ್ದೆಗಳಾಗಿ, ದಂಡೆ ಮ್ಯಾಲಿನ ಈಚಲು ಮರದ ಗರಿಗೊಂದೊಂದು ಗೀಜುಗದ ಗೂಡುಗಳು ಇಳೆ ಬಿದ್ದು, ಊರಿಗೂರೇ ಸುಗ್ಗಿ ಸೊಬಗಿ ನೈಭೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಉರವಣಿಸಿ ಕೊಳವೆ ಬಾವಿಯ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿದು ಬಾಯಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಮಂದಿ ಈಗಲೂ ನೆನೆದು ಗುಟುಕರಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ ಇದೇ ಬಾವಿಯ ನೀರ. ವೆಂಕಟಪ್ಪ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಬಾವಿಯ ನೀರಾಗೆ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ತೊಳೆದು ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಅನ್ನ ಬೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ, ಬೇಳೆ 3 ನಿಮಿಷದಾಗೆ ಬೆಂದು ಗಂಜಿಯಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡು ತೊಳೆಯುವುದರಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಅಂಡೇ ತೊಳೆಯುವವರೆಗೂ ಅಕಾರಣ ಸಕಾರಣಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಳಕೆಯಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ಚೆಲುವರಾಯನ ಬಾವಿ ಈಗ ಸಾಲ ತೀರಿಸದ ಹತಾಶ ರೈತನ ಆಯ್ಕೆಯಾಗಿ, ಗಂಡ ಬಿಟ್ಟವಳ ಮುಂದಿನ ಮೂಲ ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿ, ಹೆತ್ತ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ದೂರ ತಳ್ಳಿದರೆ ಹೆತ್ತೊಡಲುಗಳಿಗೆ ಆಶ್ರಯಾಗಿ, ಆತ್ಮ ಅನಾತ್ಮಗಳ ಆಗರವಾಗಿ, ಅಚ್ಚಟ್ಟೆ ಹಸುರು ನೀರಿನ ಹೊಂಡವಾಗಿ, ನೈಸ್ ರಸ್ತೆಯ ವಾಹನಗಳ ಸದ್ದಿಗೆ ಪುಳಕಗೊಂಡು ಮುಳುಗು ಹಾಕುವ ನೀರು ಹಾವುಗಳ ಆವಾಸ ಸ್ಥಾನವಾಗಿ ಈಗೀಗ ಜನರ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಲುವರಾಯನ ಬಾವಿ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರೇ ಮಾಯವಾಗಿ, ತಾಯಂದಿರು ತಮ್ಮ ಆಡುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಆ ಹಾಳು ಬಾವಿಯ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಬ್ಯಾಡಿರೋ ಎನ್ನುವ ಮಾತು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿಸಿಕೊಂಡೆ. Thank you.
Thank you, Sidhu. It was a challenge translating this poem, and I would like to translate, I would like to present the translation of this poem to you. And I am the culprit who has translated this poem. Chaluvaraya's well. Beyond Jodidar's field, paths split into three. Before the third one ends, there you see our village well, Chalvarayana Bhavi. Water from Kaggi Halla, Nakki Nale narrows down to overflow pits and puddles, water cuddled Maranagutte, humming ripples, cross lanes, by lanes, splashing. Along the path flows water to reach Chalvarayana Bhavi. Now for at least 3 years, no need for sympathy of rain gods. Waters in Chalvarayana Bhavi never sinks below the sixth ring, gossiped women of our village. This waterhole, 15 feet deep and 6 feet in dia, was born on the auspicious Ashtami of Bhadrapada Masa. The backyard Hagrivaraya's black cow delivered a calf on the same day was an all-time anecdote Ajji said at the site of this well. Ajja's Ajja, our great-grandfather, was still a young boy. The Bovi community from Banduru that married their daughter to a boy of Vaddigudda, Vaddara community, wandered for water during drought. When they arrived at our village on the last Saturday of Shravana Masa, found no water to bathe their Lord Yankatappa. Soon after Shravana, right at the arrival of Bhadrapada in our village, they built Chalvarayana Bhavi. For acres of fields in the surroundings, this was the water source. Those that drank from taps mulled over the sweetness of this well water. For the weaver birds nest in the palm trees. This was the waterfront in the name of Yankatappa Swami. The rice cleaned in this water well, grains sweetened when cooked, dal liquefies in 3 minutes. This water used for all odd things from washing butts to bottoms of the utensils. This water is now an adobe to desperate farmers unable to return loans, refuge for women deserted by husbands, and shelter for the forsaken old parents. Housing souls and soulless, now a thick green bed of algae, thrilled every now and then by vehicle noises from the nice road. This well houses water snakes. Nowadays, the name Chalvarayana Bhavi has disappeared from the public memory. I recently heard the mothers of playing children warn them, no, not to go near that ruin. Thank you, Sidhu, for this wonderful poem. Now, I would like to read short poems that I wrote for this mural. I would read Kannada and followed by the English translation. ನಂದಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ಒಡೆಯ ಶಿವೆಯ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದಿಳಿದು ಜಟಕೆದರಿ ಚಲ್ಲಿದನು ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಟ ಗಂಗೆಯ. 6 ನದಿಗಳು ಹರಿದು ಊರೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಯ್ದು ಮಳೆ ಸುರಿದು ಬೆಳೆಯಾಗಿ ಭೂಮಿ ಬಂಗಾರ. The Lord of Nandi Hills descended with Shive, let loose his braided hair to release the Gange. 6 rivers flowed, soaked this earth. Rains rained, swaying crops on this golden land. ವನಭೂಮಿಯೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹರಿವ ಬಿಕ್ಕುಗಳು, ಅಗೆದಷ್ಟು ಆಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸುರಿವ ತರಂಗಗಳು. The barren earth has undercurrents of sobs. More you dig, more deeper goes those ripples. ಭಾವಿ ತೋಡಿದ ಬೋವಿ ದೇವರ ಬಾಗಿಲೊಳಗಡೆ ಬಿಡದೆ, ಭಾವಿ ತೋಡಿದ ಬೋವಿ ದೇವರ ಬಾಗಿಲೊಳಗಡೆ ಬಿಡದೆ ಹೊರಗಿಟ್ಟವರ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ತಣಿಸಲು ಕಂಚಿನ ಕೊಡದ ತುಂಬ ಸಿಹಿ ನೀರು. Thirst of those that closed doors on the doins of the well digging are quenched with sweet waters drawn in bronze pots. ರಾಟೆಗೆ ಹಗ್ಗ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಕೊಡವ ನೇತು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಾವಿಯ ಅಂತರಾಳದ ನೀರ ಹೊರಕ್ಕೆಳೆವ ಪರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮನದಾಳಕ್ಕೂ ಪಾತಾಳ ಗರಡಿಯ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಲ್ಮಶವ ಹುಡುಕಿ ಹೊರತೆಗೆದು ಕಾಯವ್ವ ಅವ್ವ. With rope on the pulley wheel and brazened pot on one end, the way in which waters from the depth of the well is pulled out. Let the grabber into my contaminated mind's depth and cleanse it to say me, Mother, oh Mother, Mother of waters. Thank you. Thanks for having us, giving a little bit of space in this beautiful session. Thanks a lot, Mandavi.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mamta ji, and all the poets.
Can you bring all the poets to light, please?
Yes, yes, definitely. I was going to say the same.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad. I thank you for insisting that you do this live. I know we had planned it as a video session, but I think getting everyone here, hearing it from their voices, looking at them live, and also your very strong expressive interpretation. I don't have words. I mean, I should just not speak after this recital.
Thank you. We would want to stay in touch with sustainability forums and work more on water stories and water communities, and not just water communities, communities connected with different environmental and sustainability things which Kaavya Sanje has been doing.
I think we found a assertive and creative partner in you for our work. So I am sure that, and there are a lot of people here in the audience who would also like to connect with you. Thank you so much also from joining.
And on behalf of Kaavya Sanje, I would also like to propose that we are here to do workshops, poetry workshops, translation workshops. And poetry is a very important tool. It just is so beautiful to make poems. And all dry subjects will start flowering up in colors. So allow us, call us, invite us, we'll come and do poetry workshops. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Before this, there was a breakout session and I was in the session with Menaka ji on Poetry for Change. For me, it was such a nice continuation that you all came in and, she was talking about how to write poetry, how powerful poetry is. And then with, hearing you, it all makes so much, it's kind of a total complete package for me at least, and those who were in that session. So
thank you. And please visit Kaban Park Metro Station and see the mural. You can see Dadu Jyman's background, part of the mural in Dadu's background. Yes. So the mural is made with mud dug out by the Bowie community. The entire thing is paint and mud. It's done by Art and Transit, part of Srishti Manipal Institute of Art Design Technology. So we have collaborated with them and Biome and others. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Siddhartha. Thank you, Reshma. Thank you, Pasha. Thank you, Shashank. Thank you, Dadu Jyman. It was great having you here. If you can stay for the next sessions, it will be great. But we are so glad you could make it. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a lovely session. Very energetic, very beautiful, emotional poems.